also a student in the fisheries program. I'm going to be pursuing a bachelor's. So right now I'm going half tribal management and then half fisheries, and I will be graduating with my associates in the spring if it goes accordingly. When I got the call from Maureen to present, I was all excited, and then 5 hours later driving home, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I say yes? So my tip for college students today is let go of fear. Fear has stopped me from going to college for a very long time because I did fail when I first tried. I was scared to go to school, scared to talk to my professors, meet an advisor, and even leaving my children. So that's my tip for college students. And then I also wanted the opportunity to inspire somebody to try college, look into different programs. I'm a non-traditional student, and I have 5 children, and my husband works a 8 to 12 week shift surveying for Alaska. So I have a big plate, and it's just learning how to balance everything. Each component of my life is important. So the 3 components of my life right now are my family, college, and I have some great internships going on right now. So work. I actually applied for a business license so I can do consulting work while raising my family, living a traditional lifestyle, and going to school. So my name is Brooke, Wright, and I am from Rampart. My mother is Janet Wood and Art Joseph. My grandmother is Judy Woods, and my grandfather is Walter Woods. On my dad's side, my grandparents are Jenny Joseph and Arnie Joseph. We are from Rampart. We moved here when the kids needed to go to school. We didn't have a school at the time. I was working and they were going to school, and eventually I became a full-time mother, and the way that I started college is kind of funny. So I got Tisha Simmons tagged me on Facebook for a math class, and I didn't really pay attention to it, but I eventually met up with her, and she's like, yeah, you should take it, and I'm like, I'm so horrible at math, and that was another fear of mine that I was going to fail. But I ended up understanding the teaching style, and I actually got a really good grade in that class. And at the same time, I was gathering pamphlets and looking at different programs that UAF offered. And I decided on tribal management, and I had a very small objective, have an associate, possibly do something when I go home. But that's just not the case, because tribal management exposes you to so much real life issues that we face. And I don't know if they do this intentionally, but they expose you to meetings and conferences and trainings, and you kind of find a leadership, and you find your voice, you find what you want to be involved in. So that's kind of where it led to another component of college. It was Facebook as well. I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw a little picture of a fish, and it said Salmon in Society. So I clicked on it, and again, I was kind of afraid to call, but I did. And it was actually this nice guy right here, Peter, that I spoke to, and I was so afraid to go to class because the people that I went to school with were so smart, and they knew what they're doing, and I was just starting out. But that was an eye-opener as well. So by the spring, I was applying for a bachelor's in fisheries. I'm in oral communication, so I'm trying to learn how to do public speaking and take notes so I don't forget anything. So with the combination of tribal management and fisheries, it's perfectly aligned with my traditional way of life. I feel that my wealth will be not earthly, but my education is going to be my wealth, and I'm going to be my education, my voice, and my efforts are going to be towards preservation of our natural resources and our culture. And I'm also a student in our culture as well. Like, I'm learning a lot from my matriarchs. So those two combined, I'm just so excited to be done. I have a long way to go in my fisheries, but I'm looking forward to what I'm going to learn. And then I wanted to also recognize my colleagues, my professors, my mentors. I think that they sacrifice just as much as we do as students. You know, they're away from their families, and they're so committed to seeing us do well. So thank you for that. And then also TCC, Doyon. They've always been part of my life, but now I'm getting more involved, and I'm so thankful. I also wanted to acknowledge the competitive scholarship committee. I'm sure that was a lengthy process, and my daughter and myself were actually selected for the competitive scholarship. My oldest daughter is in school, and she's like my best friend, and my mom helped me raise her, and I'm just so proud of her, so I wanted to acknowledge her. She's in California going to school right now. And also thank you, Doyon, for selecting me for this scholarship. I don't qualify for FAFSA, so all the funding that I get is so important to my education, and I try to do as well as I can in school, as well as raising my family. My kids are my main inspiration and motivation. They don't really know what I do. You know, they're not really aware of all that I do for them, but at the end of the day, my son will say, "Thank you for taking care of us and feeding us today," so that, you know, that's good enough for me. But so that will wrap up my